Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan battle video for you. In this video, we're going to be looking at how you can get the GT Red Zone Re Stage 3 Power of Wishes mission done. So to get this mission done, you need to complete the stage with at least 5 Power of Wishes category units on the team. You can see we're going to have the team on the left there, we're going to have the rotations, everything. We're going to bring some Wiis as well for much later on when things start getting a little bit crazy, and got the support memory there as well. So moving on quickly to the Legion of Shadow Dragons, which is going to be the first boss you're going to fight. This is a 3-phase fight. It is very, very difficult, and you kind of do need these specific units. I think there's 1 or 2 alternatives really, but yeah, this is kind of the team to get it done with Power of Wishes, and it's going to be a lot of randomness, unfortunately, especially with the Int Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 LR having to get the right number of rainbow orbs for him. That can end up being quite a pain, trying to get enough rainbow orbs to get his damage reduction. Anyway, first stage is going to be the Int Legion of Shadow Dragons. They'll hit for just shy of 4 million super. They deal 30% of your max HP as damage to you every turn, and they also put bombs in tech orbs. So very annoying boss, will start really massively whittling away your health. One thing that can be good about this is we can get the Super Saiyan 4 transformation right in the beginning, as you saw there. So turn 1, we can transform Super Saiyan 3 Goku into Super Saiyan 4 Goku and get him on rotation because we want him to start stacking. So we need him to start doing lots of supers so that his defense can build up. He'll be providing support to the team as well, and yeah, this unit can get you killed at times, not always the best, but if he gets to stack a little bit at least, then that can help, as well as the fact that the giant form can help you skip out on Omega as well. Legion of Shadow Dragons, that unit, their super attacks, you'll convert all super attacks to normals, and you can skip out on a whole turn. So yeah, don't be shy to use him very early though. Probably use him as early as possible because he needs to start stacking as soon as possible for later on. Now those rotations I have on the left there, you can use them as much as you can, but there are going to be situations where you might need to say, okay, well, we need to bring these Easy Aid, LR, AGL, Goku, maybe we need to pull him in, rather we are low health now, below 59%, which means he gets 80% dodge. So in that situation, you've got to check and see, okay, are we very low health, we're possibly going to die, maybe we need to bring him on rotation, let him do his dodges, let him heal up, and we can get a big heal end of turn as well. Very, very cool unit. He survives KO attacks as well, so if he does miss a dodge in slot 1 and he gets down to 1 health, provided it's the last attack he receives, he can heal up in his supers so that enough to actually then dodge the rest of the attacks. And yeah, so he's a very cool unit. He can help a lot in situations like this with these sort of wacky, gimmicky bosses in the beginning. Otherwise, for the physical Buu duo and the STR GT duo, those 2 units, you're generally going to want to float them off, let them they do need to get some stacks in. So for instance, the STR GT duo, they need to do enough attacks to get the extra 50% damage reduction, so do make sure they do that. And the Buu duo, they just stack infinitely, so it is good to let them get some attacks in. So sorry, what I'm trying to say is I've given you those rotations, but it's actually be quite a bit of switching as well to try and get all the units what they need to actually stack up to get strong enough to survive later on. So I want to say going a bit slower is better, but on top of all this that I told you, you can't really go slower because the bombs and the 30% damage per turn are gonna hurt a lot. So nothing too wrong with using actives on this first stage. Just blitz through it as fast as possible so you can get rid of the bombs and the 30% damage per turn, all of that. It might just be worth it at times, and sometimes, like in a situation like this where we have no health whatsoever, you might just have to use the revive of the Buu boys, and that just to actually get through the turn so that you can survive. We were lucky enough to heal up though, actually, just barely, and survive. When you're in these low health situations, this AGL Goku is incredible with his dodge, his KOs, his everything. Yeah, 80% chance to dodge. So yeah, awesome. And then big damage as well as healing as well per super attack, plus an end of turn heal, which is fully recovers you for the first turn that it happens, and then 59% recovery. So he's amazing unit, especially to have on float and then to pull in every now and then if you need it. So hopefully you've made it to the end of the Interlegion of Shadow Dragons. Try not to use any items until the final stage, because we've got some very big super attacks coming up. So yeah, we've got to survive these first two bosses with no items, so we're going to use actives, all of that, and whatever it is to get to the final stage, and then we're going to try use some items to actually just survive through the amount of health we have to get through and the damage that's coming our way. So let's jump to STR Syn Shenron. Okay, so now we are up against STR Syn Shenron, and the only thing he does is he hits very hard once per turn with a 7.28 mil super. So no other gimmicks or anything he's doing. Obviously, when I say that, I'm not counting the ability. You can't stun him, you can't seal him, attack or defense. That goes without saying. None of these serious bosses you can do any of that to. You can see at the top of their health bar there if you want to confirm that, but you can't do any of that to them. So I haven't been including it in the slide because it's just pretty much a given for all this hard content now. So yeah, now we've luckily saved some very high damage stuff here for this turn. We're going to use the AGL Gogeta active. You don't have to use this, you can just wait until the final turn, but again, we need to just get there anyway. You can use STR Syn Shenron to kind of get your rotations a little more set after maybe messing them up from trying to survive the last boss, and we're going to also be letting our stacking units get some more stacks, so especially the GT Super Saiyan for Vegeta here. When he gets that EX, he's getting an even bigger boost to his stats, and we kind of want to let them boost a bit so that when we do get to Omega Shenron, we can switch over to Goku and have a really big turn with his active and those built up stats as well. So it does matter getting a lot of stacks, and with Vegeta they do want to be able to stack and get stronger and stronger, so do remember that. That's why we do want them on slot 1 most of the time if we can. And then same thing with the Super Saiyan 4 Bujuo, they do need to be attacking to build up their defense, all that. And the GT Duo as well, they just need their 5 attacks to get their 50% damage reduction, base damage reduction there. So that is some units that you do need to make sure are actually getting attacks. Skipping to the next turn here, if you can avoid using the GT Duo standby with the for this Syn Shenron and leave your revive for the final stage of final fight there, that'll be so helpful for one turn where you just accidentally take too much damage and die. But in this case, I didn't think that the Vegeta was going to be able to tank that super up front, which I assumed was coming up front anyway, so we just played it a little bit safe and did the transformation here, because we couldn't get enough orbs with the Margin, with the Buu Duo, because they need their orbs in their standby to actually get their damage reduction. So it was the right call. We did end up dying right in the front there. I'm pretty sure Vegeta would have also died there, but never know. We get the revive. Fortunately, not a lot of damage. We didn't get to super attack before with them either. Generally a better damage if they get to super attack before they do their revival mechanic. But yeah, we are going to kill STR Syn Shenron here. We've managed to get some nice rainbow orbs as well, and this turn should kill. And we are building up the Buu Duo's meter as well to hopefully do some big damage in the next turn. So we'll go there quickly. Okay, so on to the final phase of the fight. We're going to be up against Omega Shenron, and his main thing is he has a 9.8 mil super in slot 1 on your first rotation, and then he will do a 10.5 mil AoE super on the next turn in slot 3. So that's why I've said rotation 2 there, because it'll be your second rotation. Then that'll all repeat. You'll get then a super in slot 1 on turn 3 of his appearance, and then a 10.5 mil AoE on AoE super on slot 3 in turn 4. So it'll just repeat like that, those 2 turns over and over again. So slot 1, slot 3 on other side, so you kind of know when the supers are coming. And the second one is a huge AoE, so that's where you really need to watch out. Like here, we're going to be we're going to be invincible. We've given so much damage reduction to the Buu Duo there. We've charged them up a lot to got that extra damage reduction, and we're going to hope Goku does some big things here. Super Saiyan 4 Goku does some big damage with it after it's active, all of that. But we shouldn't be taking any damage here from that. We should be absolutely fine. They won't attack and do anything either, and we'll just watch this turn play out. Okay, next turn here, Don't feel bad if you want to start using your items now. We're going to have 2 Wiis, so we can actually get 4 turns of 40% extra damage reduction, which should make this team very strong at this point. If you want to be certain of it, it's fine to use it now. We didn't, because we knew we have Goku's. If we switch over from Vegeta to Goku's, we have a nice Power of Wishes attack boost, as well as a GT Heroes defense boost to these units. So if you pop the active, that is. So we pop the active, we know that Vegeta is going to get a 44% defense boost, and then we know that the GT duo at the end, their Power of Wishes and their GT bosses, they're getting attack and they're getting a defense boost from the active. So that's nice. You could still die from this, and this is the scary AoE here, so it wouldn't be bad. We're just taking a little bit of a chance because this is such a long boss fight. At least it doesn't ramp up, but yeah, I think he's got like 1.6 billion health. It's actually crazy how much health these later bosses are having. But we hit the Dokkan attack as always, never miss. And yeah, we do a lot of damage with Goku here, so we're going to let this turn play out as well, and we'll meet in the next turn. Okay, so next turn, once you see this half rainbow, half physical orbs, we want to get all these orbs and then activate our Spirit Bomb at the end here. We haven't managed to get a huge amount of orbs, unfortunately. Our key changing on this team is not fabulous, so we haven't managed to get as many as we want, but we're going to put him at the end of the turn. That's also perfect because it protects the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, sorry, protects him. He's not going to be receiving any attacks whatsoever. And we managed to get enough key orbs with rainbow key orbs with Vegeta to be strong enough that we're not going to actually take any damage up front there on that super. Always put them towards the 3rd slot there so that you can, so that when you activate it, so that you can get as many orbs as possible. Or if you really are lacking in links at the end there, maybe only 1 link is activated, it might be worth putting them in the middle, as you're just going to have to make the decision if you prefer more orbs or if you think the links are going to give you more damage. In this case, we wanted to get all those extra orbs on that 5th turn change when we're changing all the orbs, and we let this play out and we do a nice amount of damage and come back. And then we are going to use a Wiis here because we didn't actually stack a hell of a lot with these guys, so their defense is probably not in a state where they're going to be too alright. I think they would have survived the normals, but again, we're just being safe to get the run. I'm not really doing this as a no item run, so not too much of an issue with that, but you could definitely do it with a no item. I think you might just need some really great RNG with how long this final fight is here. Okay, skipping ahead to the next turn here, we are all set up quite nicely already with our extra 40% damage reduction from the Wiis, so we shouldn't be too much of danger here at all. We should be able to get through fine. We know that big AoE is coming through at the end, but everyone with the extra damage reduction should be absolutely fine. We just have a big damage turn with Goku and Gogeta here, and then we've got Goku bringing up the rear as well, which is absolutely fine. After that turn, we're going to pop our second Wiis, so we have 2 more turns of Wiis left. We're starting to see the finish line now. We should be able to get this done in the next 2 turns, how everything is set up. So we'll just go. The only one who could really catch us out here with the damage reduction is if we took a super from AGL Super Saiyan 4, because he hasn't had as much time to stack, but we know where the supers are coming, so we're absolutely fine. We dodged them there, and Goku is just going to be doing so much damage beginning, and we've got all our units hitting pretty hard, so that should be fine for this turn. Second to last turn here now. We're going to finish up on turn 13. I did think we were going to kill here on turn 13. Sorry, we're going to finish up on turn 14, actually. We just didn't do enough damage here, but otherwise, with the last little bit of the Wiis here, we're going to be absolutely fine. And yeah, we didn't actually get supered there in slot 0, so I think the super is coming right afterwards because it is guaranteed to be slot 1 for the first super and then slot 3 for the second super on the next turn. So a reminder about that. But yeah, we'll do the damage here, and we'll come back to the teeny tiny bit of damage that we need to do at the end, where I thought we were probably dead because we didn't have the Wiis, but we ended up being okay. Alright, final turn here, turn 14, and we're going to do something a little bit fun to actually get through here. I was pretty certain we weren't going to be surviving these. We didn't have any rainbow orbs for Vegeta. I don't think we'd built up enough on Vegeta's side for defense either. So we used Goku here, and he cannot be KO'd for 1 attack. So we do get supered by him, luckily immediately as well. Otherwise this could have been very much a GG if we'd taken a normal and lost all that life, but it wouldn't have been guaranteed, because once we get below that 59% health threshold, we get an 80% chance to dodge. So we were banking on that 80% chance to dodge for the rest of the attacks, and that is where this unit is just so incredible, and it's so much fun to like outplay things like that happen like this. So nice to have this unit, and we nearly didn't kill, because if we had just, we would have still been able to dodge, so we would have been fine, but yeah, just a bit scary there. But anyway, that is how you get this done in admittedly a little bit of a scuffed run. I was thinking of actually re-recording this because some of the fun stuff that went on, but I kind of just wanted to show you guys sort of what one of these runs can look like, and yeah, that is it. I hope this helped. Thank you so much, guys. I'll check you in the next one. Bye.